Peace. Top of it. Thursday. Man, gotta get on my timing. Gotta be on time. Life is life, and what's good though? Peace. The wicked elite, the serpent, the snake, using our women. Just like in the beginning of the book. If we into that, I ain't trying to make this no religious thing, but the elite, the dragon, the serpent people is using our women as their number one tools, their number one instruments for their agenda. Have y'all noticed that? I can't talk about the little politics and election and all that, but you've seen heavy proof of that. If you watch the little DNC convention, Mr. Fuentes, salute. You can call me dog, but you got to spell it backwards. Michael Hawkins, peace. What's up with it? Y'all see the powers that be, the elite, how they using our women, how they using, melanated women as their number one tools and instruments for their agenda. I'm talking about whether it's for the White House, whether it's the Supreme Court, whether it's local court, district court, whether it's corporate, whether it's the representative of the United Nations, everywhere where it's hot and it's warfare and it's controversial, you're gonna find they handpicked some of our women to be the face of it. So as it was in the beginning, if you're into that Bible, as it was in the beginning with the serpent coming at Eve, the serpent, whatever the serpent knew, the serpent was the most wise and crafty and subtle creature according to that's all metaphor, it's all symbolic language, but the serpent or the snake was wise enough to know that he got to get to Eve. He can't go directly at Adam. Something about Adam, something about the man, he can't get directly at that original man. But it's something in that original woman that he can appeal to. It's some kind of like serpentry, some type of, desire that he know that she got that he can appeal to. And with that wisdom, with that deceptive wisdom, he was able to make our women his ally over us. He was able to make our women his ally, his partner, his tool, his helper, instead of she being our helper, our helpmeet. Have y'all noticed that? What has turned our women against us and to where they submitting and obeying and allowing themselves to be trained, all the words that we can't use on our own women. They proud of the elite males, putting those titles and those instructions and them labels on them because it looks powerful. They're promoting power, women's empowerment. Just think about it. In the beginning of the right, I ain't knocking nobody out. In the beginning of the story, man, Adam and Eve in the garden, and it was a snake, and the snake knew something that Adam and Eve didn't know. So what the snake knows and what the God knows is that the woman is the one that produces the new generation, the new life. The woman is the one that got to carry the next generation, that produces the next generation. So when you teach a man, you're teaching an individual. But you teach a woman, you're teaching a whole nation, because the woman is the mother of human beings. So if the enemy knows that he can get to the woman, then he got the people. So what does he need to do? Get the head. You know what I'm saying? Get into the head of the woman. Whisper into the woman, appeal to her desires and her wants, appeal to her ignorance, appeal to her weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? But in particular, the pride, that that the vain desires, the pride and the ego. Yeah. So you can see it. You can see it. Why are our women the face of everything all of a sudden? And if you see us in commercials and TV shows and movies or whatever else, they're never with their own men. They're never mating with their own men. It's interracial, you know what I'm saying? It's always the opposite genetics that they're mated with, or they're same gender mating. But you don't see the natural nuclear, melanated family structure. So who controls those images? Who controls the images that we're not seeing this natural family unit, melanated unit no more? And that we're seeing that the woman is being pushed out there as the power and the ruler over the men. Right? Children are their oppressors and women rule over them. Have y'all heard that Bible verse? Children are their oppressors and women rule over them. Talking about the condition that these descendant of slave men had fallen into or been reduced to. Yeah. It says a link, says alive. So y'all happy, y'all welcome to hop on here with me. Jamila, salute. Walaikum salam. Walaikum salam. Sunrise, the men are being used just as much as the women. That's false. That's false. I'm talking about melanated descendants of slaves. I don't know what you are, Sunrise, but that's false. And it can be proven all kind of different ways, especially by just the general numbers of the population. So there's approximately 2 million more black women in the population of America than there are black men. So you can see with the politics and the elections, everybody is trying to appeal, even with corporate America and just consumerism. Everybody tries to appeal to the melanated woman, to the black woman, because of her numbers and her dollars and her emotions, that she acts and moves and spins according to her feelings, her emotions. They're shoppers, they love to shop. They love to be impulsive and, let's do this and let's do that. So they're the biggest consumers and spenders. And the serpent knows that. The snake knows that. Hop on here with me, Sunrise, or you be on here faithfully, so I appreciate your presence. But I would sure appreciate more, if you ever take me up on my offer, like a change consciousness. The such and such man is who he is because we are what we are. Dr. Amos Wilson. Chief Iron Lungs, peace, salute. Yeah, so if you black, Sunrise, you definitely need to hop on here with me. Let's hear from you. Let's see you and hear from you. Big Ryan, salute. But yeah, the subject is these elites that's gassing our women up, that has pushed this feminism. You've seen Oprah. You seen what Oprah was pushing, same thing that Taraji was pushing, same thing that, that candidate is pushing. This, you're supposed to have control over this. Nobody else is supposed to have control over this. What is this? Right? Your body, your choice. Okay, what just happened for the last 3 something years with the Fauci juice? Why wasn't it our choice then? Why was you not pushing that control and the autonomy of your own body then? So we just do that when it's convenient or when it's an election year. You know what I'm saying? Right? And it's not your body, it's the child's body. That's why the serpent knows where children come from. So the serpent knows to teach you, deceive you into thinking that it's your body. No, that's not your body. That's the child's body, your choice. Not your body, your choice. And then Oprah is talking about, you know, nobody should be able to control when you have a child or if you want to have a child because of your career or this or whatever else you was talking about. But she's not pushing control of keeping your legs closed. You wouldn't have this problem at all whatsoever if you practice controlling keeping your legs closed. What happened to that control? Why are you worried about government control or such and such control when you're supposed to have the control over your own feet, thighs and knees and keeping them closed? You know what I'm saying? Why is it everybody else supposed to be controlling you, but you can't control yourself? Why is self-control or body control supposed to be that? So they're using the top black females to influence you, right? Beyonce, Meg Thee Stallion, Oprah, they pulling out all of the big guns, ain't they? All of the top, positions of the elite are being represented by black women. Is that a coincidence? Is that not in the Bible? In the beginning, the snake, it was just a little snake in Genesis. He was just a little worm, little funky worm in the beginning. But by the end of the book, by Revelations, if you're into that, it had grew to a big fiery red dragon with 7 heads, out of control, making straight hell, captured heaven to the point where there needed to be war in heaven. War in heaven, where Michael and his angels had to go to the war against the dragon and his angels because they had took over heaven. Heaven is the woman. Heaven means the woman. That's all symbolic language. It means something else. It means a holy part of our planet, but that's just represents the woman. The woman is the garden. The woman is the heaven. The dragon is, the satanic people that have destroyed us since we've been here. So that's the beast, and they put the mark of the beast in our own foreheads. The mark of the beast means the mentality, the thoughts, the desires, the wants, the ideas, the concepts of the beast is now in our heads. And if they can get it, if the dragon or the serpent could get his ideas in our woman's head, guess where it's going? Guess where those thoughts and ideas and concepts and values going? Right down into the womb. So when she has a child, that's not our child no more. That's not our child no more. That's the child of Satan, right? That's the child of the dragon. That's the child of the serpent, right? So do y'all think that this is just a coincidence, or do because if you believe in ghosts and fairy tales and monsters and you're taking all of that literal, then you already lost. But if you knowing that that's just symbolic language, that's just metaphors symbolizing human beings and the characters of human beings, who is the most snakish type human being? Who is the beast that has preyed on all of the nations on the planet, but especially this one particular nation that they have kept in bondage and kept hostage, for 4 centuries? It's those women, it's those males that they have to destroy. Come, let's deal wisely with them, for fear that in a time of war, we see them multiplying. So in a time of war, we fear that they might join on to an enemy of ours and come against us. We see they don't care. We see they warriors. We see their youth is fearless. So we can't let them this new little Moses and Aaron that showed up, which is Elijah and Farrakhan, that's changing the religion of Pharaoh and the Egyptians. So now the slaves is listening to a new teaching and getting riled up and coming together. So before they do that, we have to deal wisely with them. Let's deal wisely with them. What was the plan they came up with? Pharaoh and his chiefs, or joint chiefs of staff, and it was slay the males, spare and spoil the female of these slave people. After we done held them down for 400 years, because after 400 years, then this Messiah showed up. You know, the one J. Edgar Hoover was looking out for. They knew he was coming. They was out there on the lighthouse or the White House, you know what I'm saying, with the binoculars. They knew he was coming in the 400th year. So he came, you know what I'm saying, and he started waking us up. So they saw us waking up. So now they say, okay, we can't have this conscious rap. We can't have this conscious movement, conscious music of the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and now in the 90s. And we can't have that. We have to COINTELPRO that. We have to infiltrate that. We have to contaminate that. We have to redirect all of that. So that was the beginning stages. But the final stage is about the woman. In the beginning, when it was about the woman, it was about Eve. And in the end, it's going to be about the woman, about Eve. That's why the serpent is after the woman. Same reason that God is after the woman. Because you find another woman in Revelations 2 that this woman was a wonder in heaven. She had crown, stars on her crown and the moon at her feet. And she was about to give birth to a child that was destined to rule the nations with a rod of iron. So she was about to give birth to a nation, a baby nation. And she had escaped all the wiles of Satan, all of the tricks and the traps and so it's about the woman, y'all. I'm just letting you know. Devil knows this and God knows this. So we should know about it. We should know about what woman specifically we talking about. And we talking about the original and indigenous women of North America. It's all about them. Those are the ones that are used as the golden cows and the yellow cows and the golden calves of idol worship. God is sex idol worship. That got men worshiping them by the box, by the wow. And the reason why it's called yellow cow and golden calf, cow, not bull, yellow cow. Cow is the female. Yellow, light skin, high yellow, red bone. Yeah. Sex goddess, idol. Everybody want to be her. Everybody want to be with her. Every female want to be her, be like her. Every male want to smash her, want to be with her. So she has been used as the bait or the lure or the influence of the whole community. Promoted globally. The sex goddess of the world is these twerking little descendants of slaves that all you know about them now is they clapping their cheeks on social media, clapping their cheeks, twerking, twerk, everything twerk, strip, twerk, wop, sex. So presidents is promoting that now. We using that for the most so-called pristine and noble and honorable positions in civilized society. Oh, that's what we doing, and y'all falling for that. We falling for that, right? So people are banging on you because you speaking against it. So stripping and 304ing and all this stuff that certain characters was just crying a couple of years ago, talking about we the most disrespected and the most unprotected on the planet. So disrespected like what? Somebody is making you take off your clothes and twerk for a living, somebody making you strip, no, that's a choice. I thought Oprah and them just said that's a choice. I thought it was your body, your choice. Somebody making you do it now all of a sudden. So if the laws now is backing that up to where you can't even if you're a man, if you're a natural man, that's the natural authority over your woman and your children. You can't even discipline your family, your children. You're not even the natural head, natural authority of your family, of your woman and your children. Authority? Yeah, you goddamn right. Authority. Your head, your boss, your leader, your teacher, your guide, your trainer, all of that. That's what the man is for his woman. Now, if you don't believe that, then that's on you. Good luck. Because you believe it when them Euros is telling you that. Oh, that's my boss. Oh, I'm in training. You bragging. I'm being trained. Oh, I'm in training for this new corporate. Yeah, you have no problem saying I'm being trained. But let your original black man tell you that. Train? I ain't no puppy. I ain't no dog. What you talking about? Train, obey, submit. Yeah, all of that. All of that. Let them people that's offering you that presidential position, that's offering you that corporate position, that's offering you this partnership or whatever, let him say that, you need to submit and be trained for us. You're gonna be like, what you need me to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show up pretty and smelling good and have my hair done. All the stuff you're supposed to do for your husband, you willing to do it for him. He's your husband. That's the serpent. That's the elite. That's the snake. He didn't possess you now. You feel important. You feel dignified. You feel strong. You feel free because he's telling you this is freedom. This is freedom. This is his definition of freedom. You're free from the laws of nature. You're free. You don't have to submit and obey your nature. You can be another binary. You can be something else. You can be anything you want to be. You don't have to be a slave to God's laws of nature. Yeah, you was born a female, but you don't have to be a female. That's restriction. No, you here to be free. And our administration is freedom. You know what I'm saying? It's freedom. That's the kind of freedom that they pushing. That's the kind of peas that they pushing. And we biting it, we eating it up, hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. So my job is not to make nobody agree with me. My job is not to make nobody like me. My job is clearly to do what I'm doing right now, delivering these warnings and this information, these plots and plans and agendas, clearly, plainly, simply, to the point, to get the blood off my hands. So you won't be able to say that I didn't hear it, I didn't understand it. All you can say is I just don't believe that. Cool. Great. You know what I'm saying? Your body, your brain, your choices, right? Your choices. And you claim to be a Christian, or you claim to be a Muslim or a Hebrew. You claim this God where these stories are clearly written at. So God is always going to raise reminders and messengers from among you that speak your language. Don't speak Hebrew, don't speak Aramaic, nothing. No, they speak your broken Ebonic English language. That's how God works. He sends his messengers and warners and angels speaking your language, not nobody else's. You know what I'm saying? So if we really his people, he's not going to require us to learn Hebrew or Arabic or Aramaic. He's going to send a messenger who speaks what the hell language we speak when we speak it. So that's what rap represents. That's why rap is as huge as it is, because it's the voice and the language of the God, the original God. And the Satans knew that. These serpents knew that. That's why they hijacked that and started putting female twerk and wop and all of that in that language. And now we all the way distracted, thinking stripping, strip club, and whopping and 304 is cool. And deleting your little unborn babies is cool. We got little perfumes or whatever going on, lip gloss or whatever Sexy Red got that got all the good discharge aromas. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they getting front row seats to the White House and all that. They're influencing our children. So they got the rights over our children to teach our children and our women and girls more than we do. They take your rights, your natural rights as a man. So any woman with, with sense, we could say, well, the men ain't stepping up. Well, we're products of single mothers. The majority of the males that our sisters are fed up with and dissatisfied with, we're products of y'all, single mothers. We wasn't raised around a daddy because our mothers left our daddies. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to submit. They didn't want to obey. They didn't want to be trained by the man that had the natural right to train the other man. So they left our fathers, and we was raised without one. So we was raised emotionally off balance, emotional like our mothers, like women. We was growing up like men, sounding like men, but mentally we was like women and children. So we don't know how to man up. You know what I'm saying? Our mothers was teaching our daughters to be more manly and teaching our sons to be soft and emotional and putting women's emotions first as our law. So our single mothers being hurt by our fathers or whatever they went through was determined. Now I'm gonna fix that. If I have a son, I'm gonna make sure that son is nothing like that father. That son is going to submit to a woman, serve a woman, treat her emotions as his law. And in that, you're going to have a whole new generation of females that's more miserable than ever, because you can't you didn't produce no men. You can't rely on a man now. He can't make you feel secure. He can't protect you because he wasn't raised to know how, because you left your protection. You left your trainer. You left the one that had the natural authority and rights over you. You wasn't married. So now when you teach the child like, where my daddy at? Like, he ain't no good. We don't need him. He ain't no good. We don't need him. Mama, how long was y'all married? Oh, we was never married. Oh, so I'm illegitimate then. I'm a product of fornication then, right? So it wasn't really that he left us. He was never with us, right? He was never with you. He never put a ring on your finger. And you knew you was the only gender that could get pregnant. So that's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm only hearing your side of the story my whole life. I never heard his side of the story. Why did you open your legs to him? Why didn't you exercise that Oprah control over your own knees? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the product of grape, am I? No. You love me, right? Yeah, okay. But did you want me? Did you want me? When you first found out you was pregnant by him that you wasn't married to, was you happy? Was the first feeling and emotion and signal that you sent down to me as the first cell of life happiness and want? Did you want me? But we gonna make that man the enemy. We're gonna make that brother that make him the enemy. Because you're stuck with me, right? You're stuck with me. So you can't, you don't want to mess your image up now, your public image, and say I gave it up for adoption or I deleted this one. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of deleting them because that's weighing on my conscience. The demons is weighing on my conscience. So I'm making deals, and I know God is upset with that. Allegedly. So the ones of us that mama decided to keep, She didn't decide to keep her legs closed. She didn't decide to keep her legs closed. She knew she was the only gender that could get pregnant. She knew that. So what does accountability really look like? Is accountability my body, my choice? Is that really accountability? Are we gonna ride that horse off? Men need to step up. They need to be responsible. Well, if you're not a black man of America, that's really the most disrespected and unprotected and despised and rejected. And if you're not us, you don't know what it's like to be us. We're not turning down no natural pleasure like that. If we already called useless and worthless and animals and monsters and thugs and whatever, and then our own women, was choosing somebody else over us because you see that we destroy. Come, let's deal wisely with them. And the plan that they came up with is delete, destroy, slay the males, get rid of the males, lock them up, put them in the dirt, string them out on drugs. Like I said, the whole COINTELPRO movement was to get us out of the way so they can have the booty, like Beyonce, booty, the booty, bootylicious, the spoils of war, the reward for conquering and destroying the male. Now the booty or the spoils is Eve. So those of our women and mothers that don't realize that say, I can beat them, so I'm gonna join them. Nah, you don't need to have no child, or I don't need no man if I want to be a mother. I don't need to be no wife. I don't need to be under the authority of no man. It's my body, my choice. It's my child, my son. I'm a good mother. All that old off balance, incomplete rhetoric. So I'm trying to give those that don't know, I'm trying to give y'all the mindset and the position of men that's destroyed. It's a shortage of us. Our sisters outnumber us by 2 million in America. 2 million. And that's because the plan that Pharaoh and his chiefs came up with has been successful. They have destroyed us. They have decimated the male population of descendant of slaves, destroyed us mentally, physically, every other way. And the ones that are present, might be on the rainbow side of the game, and then not to mention the STDs and the STIs that's rampant now. You know what I'm saying? So even if you do love the WAP and you do love the twerking and the stripping and all of that, who's the biggest carriers of HIV? Who's the biggest carriers of syphilis? Who's the biggest carriers of herpes? Who's the biggest carriers? Chlamydias and all of that. I'm talking about the ones that really affect the whole game. I'm in the entertainment industry. I know you used to have a whole lot of, real like womanizing, sexy, females or males or whatever. The ones that you don't hear popping at no more is because they caught a bad one. Lamont, salute. Lamont, thank you for the Cash App. I see you. I got it. It's because they caught a bad one. And ain't nobody gonna go on record. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of, I could go there. I'm not really trying to, but why not? You know what I'm saying? And we all BSing anyway. We all faking and capping anyway. We all lying anyway. Who we fooling? Who do we think we fooling? I should say. Who do we think we fooling? Everybody know. Everybody know what it is. It's just these babies don't. That's the sad part. People that's my age know what it is. But you don't want to warn the babies. You don't want to tell the babies, about these diseases, or about the demons and the nightmares of deleting your own children, about the stress and the horrors of penitentiary or being paralyzed, all the stuff that we know better than. We want to be extra what? Extra tough, extra sexy. Like we want to be old cougars and old so-called OGs and all this. That's what we want. Well, if it's a God that exists, the God ain't with that. Because it said, as it was in the days of Noah and Sodom and Gomorrah and Babylon and Rome and Egypt, you will see exact same things at the end. And if this ain't the end, it ain't no end. If we ain't seeing exactly that and worse, it ain't no end. So it ain't about being worried about Cam. Better worry about that God that Cam is quoting. If the God you claim exists that you got on your neck when you saying, I like to thank the Lord for this BET award, let me, twerk my little cakes in Jesus' name. That's what you need to be worrying about. Gang banging in Jesus' name, huh? That's what you need to be worried about. You don't need to worry about me. But the elites are intentionally using the woman, our woman, not the slave master, former slave master's woman. She's just a little, mannequin at this point. They're offering our women the power, the fame, the status, the bag. They're offering that to our women. And we're, once again, our women are taking that deal, doing that deal with the snake, with Satan. They're choosing that man instead of their own man because of trauma that has happened to them. Now let me now put the accountability on the male side. The equivalent is it's a equivalence or equivalency or whatever of innocent unborn baby deletions to the tune of 500,000 per year, 500,000 per year for Black women alone in America alone. 500,000 per year. 500,000 deletions. That's genocide numbers. But unfortunately, that number is also related to the number of SAs that happen to Black girls as children by males of the same genetics. Fathers, uncles, brothers, cousins, neighbors. So they already knocked off of balance spiritually because they saying, okay, well, whoever you claiming God is, if God let this happen to me, let this Black male or uncle or my daddy or whoever, grandfather, whoever do this to me when I was a little girl, then F your God. I don't have the values that you think I should have because your God let that happen to me. And I was too immature to even process it. So I put it all in a black box in my subconscious. So I don't care what you preach to me. It didn't heal that. It didn't go in my dungeon and deal with that dragon. So that's why us as males, even if you never did that to a girl or a female before, we still got to clean up our brother's mess. Our brother's mess made our girls that out of control or that wild or that rebellious or rejecting us that much because they dealing with demons, traumas that one of us did or more did to them when they was little girls. So we can't expect them to value life. We can't expect them to value their womb and treasure their womb because their virtue or their virginity got took. They didn't give it, it got took. So that's how we share in the accountability. That's how we share in the blame. How many of us? I was blessed to never have done that. That don't make me better than nobody. I was blessed to never have tampered with no girl or no female or whatever, or no child. But that don't mean them astronomical numbers don't exist. That exists because we are destroyed people. We was human trafficked and we was violated like that essay for 400 years. Don't think hurt people don't hurt people. Don't think that wasn't being practiced. It wasn't that we invented it or we was the architects of it. We was programmed to do that. We was studied anyway. We was studied for 400 years. If you a big, strong black male, you taught to go run as soon as little Marianne hit her menstrual cycle. It might be 12 years old, 13 years old. Go hit that. We need a whole new batch. We need a whole new batch of strong little slaves. We was cattle. We was never given no reparations, meaning mental, psychological therapy reparations to deal with that. Let alone we gave money reparations or land reparations. So we carrying all of that madness, and we practiced it on our own family, our own women and girls, because it was practiced on us. We just couldn't get pregnant. They was essaying the slave masters was essaying the boys just like they was essaying the girls, but the girls was the ones that get pregnant. And then they turn around and take the males even though we was essayed and we traumatized too, but then they still using us as heterosexual studs to make some new little slaves. Am I lying? This is in our DNA. This trauma, this hell, because we liked it or we invented it. No, this was forced on us. So the greatest, therapy or the counselors is those of us males that know that this happened to our women. So we ain't just trying to point the finger at our women. We got to be counselors. We got to be therapists. We shouldn't even have no woman if you ain't some kind of a mental, emotional, spiritual therapist. Don't send your woman to some slave master for $100 an hour, so-called shrink. They gonna F her head up even worse. No, we supposed to be the therapists. We supposed to be the shrinks. We supposed to be the companions, the mighty counselors that understand, that got spiritual wisdom and patience and tolerance and love. These therapists don't love you. They don't love your daughters and your sisters. They don't love your wife. They love that check. Yeah. I know I'm rambling, but that just was on my heart today. You know what I mean? Of the value of the woman, our women especially. You're priceless to the devil. You're the most important catch to the devil, and you're the most important catch to the God. The key to it all is the woman. The secret of it all is in the woman. The devil knows that and the God knows that. We just don't know it. We just don't know it. Yeah. So I don't want y'all to think that, just because I'm, critical and holding one accountable, I ain't holding the other accountable. But the women have greater power of influence, whether you like it or not. Women have greater power of influence because the human being is formed in the woman, from the woman's thoughts, from the woman's feelings, and the woman's body. That's where we all come from. We come from our mother's feelings, thoughts, and body. What she chooses to eat, not what daddy chooses to eat, Not what daddy choose to do, is what mama is going through that's going to write on us. He's supposed to have presented, her with a healthy sperm. He's supposed to have lived a healthy, strong life and conquered, conquered, been a champion in the struggles of life to produce a champion sperm. If y'all know anything about horses or dogs or, breeding dogs or breeding animals, there's called papers. Some dogs have papers, blue ribbon champions. Some race horses, quarter horses, champions. They're champions, and when they're champions, their sperm is champions. So the more victories and battles and wins that a male has, then his sperm is choice sperm. That's what the man is responsible for, bringing that to the table. Because even if he die out, he still deposited the most priceless bloodline, the most priceless blue ribbon, purple ribbon DNA that you can find. And the woman can take it from there. She can do the rest. All you need is a Mary. Joseph didn't need to hang around. Joseph just had the seed of David. Jesus had a father. Joseph was his biological father. But he didn't need to hang around and raise that child. He produced the quality God, divine seed, champion seed, and in love, put it in Mary, not in fornication or smashing or one night standing or whatever. They was in love. And at that time, Joseph already had a family. So they wasn't married according to Jewish law. So Mary came up pregnant. And in order to save Joseph's life and save her own life, she hid the identity of who her biological father was. And she said, no, this is just from the Holy Spirit. She wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. Yeah, it's from the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? In the such and such of Joseph, in the sex organ of Joseph. The Holy Spirit was in Joseph when he ejaculated. So Jesus is made out of exactly the same material that we all made out of. But that identity was kept secret because at that time they would have been crucified, stoned to death if they would have been found in adultery, if she would have said who her baby daddy was. So she kept it secret, and that's why you got the story is the Holy Spirit is the Father. But you don't have to believe none of this. This is just my job. You can take it or leave it. My duty is just to deliver the actual true revelation, the true stories and information clearly, precisely, hopefully entertainingly or whatever. But what you do with it is your business. It's not my business. It's between you and your creator. Yeah. So I'm just letting you know the agenda as you see every day go by. And the Kamala Harris is there for a reason. They tried it at first with Hillary. They was trying to set it up 8 years ago or whatever with Hillary. But the Most High intervened and let Buster Douglas beat Hillary Tyson. They had Trump in there just as a joke. He was Buster Douglas. They knew Hillary was just going to just blow through him. But the God had other ideas because he knew what they was planning against us and what they intended to do to our women back then and how they intended to use this whole feminism plot and program back then. So God gave us some more time, but we at it now. We about to deal with it now. So you're gonna see this wicked elite serpents use our women as the face of everything. They're gonna use the Black woman as the face of everything they got going. Every agenda, every plot, every plan, diabolical as it is gonna be the face of a sister that's ushering it in, that's cheerleading it, that's championing it, that's getting the credit and the props, while the real Satan is in the background. and because they know that our women are going to become the target of the other side, the like the orange man's followers. The orange man followers is, they're going to become enraged at the women, at our women, and they're going to try to handle their business. And now our women won't have no protection, no support, because you already ished on your natural authorities and protectors and security. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. The pandemic was a sign we should have learned from. It's gonna be terrible. Yeah. So it says wars and rumors of wars, famine and pestilence, and the nations were angry, right? We don't know nothing about famine and pestilence. We know a little bit we just tasted a little pestilence with the pandemic. That was just a taste. That's just a sign of, things is going to be way worse than that. Behold, these are just the beginnings of sorrow. Just the beginning. Watch when this dollar collapse. Watch when these wars kick off, in Ukraine and Israel and Iran and China and Russia. The dollar collapse. Everything that you thought was your security is out the window instantly. Every woman that's a boss chick, corporate boss chick, whatever you prided yourself in, your education, your bag, and all of that. When I don't know if you even into money. I had my son at 13 get into finance and money and stocks and seeing global trends and all of that. None of us ain't really doing that. And our women ain't got time to do that. So even if you was, you don't have nobody to secure you until you can do something. So when this turns into Mad Max from the Thunderdome, or Escape from New York, or Escape from LA, when it's just all mayhem and chaos and militia and martial law and whatever they call it, where flocking and home invasion is going to be the order of the day. If you had any kind of luxury and whatever you was bragging about, you're going to be the first targets. It's just going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. And we already see signs and symptoms of it. We already see the contractions of this labor already hitting. But just like any other new life, it's going to look like a horror movie. For all intents and purposes, it's going to be a horror movie. If you ever went in a delivery room when somebody was having a baby, and if you never saw a baby be born before, you would swear that's a horror movie. It's pain, excruciating pain. It's blood. It's screaming. It's just terrible. That's what this is. There's no new life, no new delivery, no new freedom without bloodshed, without excruciating pain and bloodshed. No escape, no way around it. Anybody that's scared of it or whatever, I don't know what to tell you. Like the Bible say, he in that day who seeks to save his life or trying to run away from is going to lose it. And he who's willing to lose it for his sake, then you're going to find it. In other words, you're not running from the natural necessities, the natural law of how things have to go. You're not running from it. You run it to you. The safest place is in the eye of the storm. Safest place is never nowhere else unless nowhere in the storm vicinity. But if you in the storm vicinity, the safest place on any storm is in the center of it. Don't run from it, run to it. That's the safest place. But who's going to be thinking that clearly when you see that type of destruction and terror and thunder? And how many of us going to have that kind of faith? Are we really going to believe in the Jesus then when we see what Jesus is doing? We see the destruction that the Bible talk about, 2/3 or a whole third of the population wiped out. And Jesus, your Jesus is doing it according to the Bible, according to Revelations, book of Revelations, the very last of the New Testament, the last will and testament, the last thing that your Jesus got to say is in Revelations chapter 8 to chapter 11 is 7 angels that attend the throne of God. These ain't devils that's doing this genocide or this widespread deletions of the planet. This is the righteous. This is God's righteous angels that start breaking seals and blowing trumpets and sending down death, widespread deletions and plagues, according to the book of Revelations. If you believe you're a Christian, don't let me see what you with no cross on your neck. Because if you got a cross on your neck, then you can't deny what I'm talking about. It says a third part. It's 8 billion people on the planet. A third of 8 billion divided by 3 is like 2.4 or 2 point something, 2.3 billion people that your loving Jesus and them loving 7 angels that attend the throne of God is going to delete because of wrath, not because of love, because of wrath. Revelations chapter 8 all the way to Revelations chapter 11. Read about the love. Read about the agape love of your God and Jesus and what they're doing to the majority of the population of the planet, the planet, the life on the whole planet. I didn't write it. The Muslims didn't write it. This is your book, the last of the book. So you can't say, well, that happened in the Old Testament and God said he wouldn't do that again. No. This is the end of the book. This is the last of the book. This is how the book ends. This is how the story ends, with a war of Armageddon and the mass deletions of the majority of the people of the planet. And it says that the devil deceived the whole world. And it said that Jesus in that day, they're going to be coming up to Jesus saying, Lord, Lord, didn't I do this in your name? Didn't I cast out devils in your name? Didn't I do all kind of great works and miracles in your name? So apparently it's people that's Christians or call themselves Christians that the Lord is going to respond, away from me. Get away from me, you workers of iniquity. I know you not. I don't know you. You claiming me? Oh, you got your cross on your neck. You got your Grammy Awards, your Soul Train Awards. You got your strip club certificates or whatever, wristbands. You a Christian, huh? You with me, huh? You saying, Lord, Lord, huh? Had you read that last part of my book? Have you read my last will and testament? My last words? My last words. It say if anybody would add one word to the book of this prophecy, not the book of this history. This ain't no damn history book. It didn't happen back then. Prophecy means the future. If any of y'all tamper with the one word of the book of this prophecy, you add one word to it, I'm going to add to that people all of the plagues and the curses that's mentioned in this book. Okay, now let's look at all of these European nations and Israel and all that that's actually suffering all the plagues mentioned in that book. So apparently they have tampered with his book. They have added to the words of his book. And why would Jesus need to even leave a warning like that if his book was infallible? If his word was infallible and it couldn't be tampered with, why would his last words be a warning that whoever tampered with it would suffer these plagues and whatever? And we see these plagues being suffered by all these Christian nations and Jewish nations. I'm a Muslim, suit and bow tie Muslim. Why do I know the Christian book better than the Christians? Why do I seem to believe and know and live by the book more and better than the Christians? That's something. That's something. Would you say Marcel, Gary? Anybody hop on here with me? Because I don't, there's too many comments to read, and they up, so they in the chat. They're not going to be erased. But if I'm striking a nerve and I'm sparking some some questions, hop on the live with me right there. Hop on the live. I just sent the link. Why did not Allah warn its people of the prophecies to come within the Quran? Because the Quran tells us that the prophecies is already in the Torah and in the gospel. The Quran is not to replace the Torah, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Quran says study and believe in the truth of those books. So he don't need to bring nothing new, because he's telling us everything I need to tell. The details is in the Torah and in the gospel. So the Quran wasn't revealed for that. It was revealed to verify what's in the Torah and the gospel, and to correct the tamperings that took place. Some tamperings did take place. So the Quran was to clarify the tamperings that took place. But now the Quran has been tampered with. The words ain't been tampered with, but the translation's been tampered with. So if you see me arguing with Orthodox Muslims, Sunni Muslims, or whatever, that say that NOI ain't real Muslims, and then they say, well, the Arabic says this, and I say, man, it's 57 other scholars way more intelligent than you, way more world-renowned than you, that says something else. They all saying something else. So that's the equivalent of it being tampered with. If scholars is translating it to mean something different, every scholar is translating it to mean something different, that's called tampering. That's tampering. Yeah, it says this Arabic word, but 57 different scholars say that word means something different, and they all are masters of Arabic. That's tampering. So we can't trust your word. We can trust the word of the one that raised us up. The proof is in the pudding. Who did the work? Whatever translation you going by, who attracted us enough to stop us from drinking and smoking and fornicating and killing each other? And who did that? What translation was that? That's what I want to know, because I don't speak Arabic. I don't speak Hebrew. So Elijah Muhammad, whatever language he spoke, which was 4th grade broken nigger English, that's the translation I go by. The link is right there. Anybody want to ask a question? Raw Dog, have you accepted Jesus? That's what I've been talking about for the past hour. What do you mean, Jesus who? Jesus, the mystery Jesus? Little baby European Jesus that didn't have a biological father? No, I ain't accepted that Jesus. Nope. I believed in that Jesus when I was little. My granny, everybody else taught me that Jesus. And I prayed to that Jesus to save the lives of my siblings. I prayed to that Jesus to get us out of this poverty condition. I prayed to that Jesus for all kind of stuff, and it never worked. And then as soon as I got the knowledge of this Jesus, the real Jesus, I didn't even have to pray one time, and I became a celebrity, so-called celebrity, a star of my people, teaching this information, sharing this information, being a brother that I never was able to be, being a father I was never able to be, being a scholar that I was never able to be. So my Jesus lives. My Jesus was not 2,000 years ago. My Jesus is on earth right now. My Savior, my Lord, my Master is on this earth right now. So how can you claim that Jesus is your Savior and you can't tell us what he looked like? You can't tell us, where he is. Jesus or Messiah or Christ comes at the end of the world. The Jesus that was born 2024, so 2059 or years old or whatever ago, that was not Christ. That was Jesus the prophet. That was the prophet Isa. That was our brother, a prophet. And he prefigured the Messiah. That's why he said, I go away and you will not see me no more. But when he comes, he will guide you into all truth. Not it. He, the Spirit of truth. That's the Jesus, that's the Christ, that's the Messiah. The Jesus of 2024 years ago, or whatever, been gone. Yeah. So you don't have to believe me. I'm not here to make you believe me. I'm here to tell you something that either you never heard or remind you of something that you did heard and you just rejected it. And you're responsible for what you hear. Like, it's, I have no dog in the fight. I'm doing my job, my duty, which is deliver the message clearly and get the blood off of my hands. And what you do with it is your business. I'm thankful that y'all even listen to me this long, because, I'm running my mouth, especially about something that seemed like religion. As we'd have been suckered and hoodwinked and tricked and deceived and robbed in the name of religion so damn much. I know you don't want to hear this, but this ain't about religion. This is about showing and proving the fulfillment of prophecy, not religion, not gospel ghost stories, not religious ghost stories, but showing how the prophets, which were original men and women, how we fulfilling that. We're the fulfillment of divine prophecy. We're the people that the prophets wish they could be alive to see. We are the stars that the book was talking about. Not back then. Somebody tricked you and made you think the stars was back then. The stars are the people that the prophets are prophesying about, that are saying will live at that time. That's us. Ain't no greater people than us. T.Y. Peace.
Yeah. What's happening, man?
Man, you got to salute. What's on your mind?
Man, I'm out here riding my bike. I couldn't help but get on, man. I got a couple questions. One of my questions is I want you to address the situation about the good minister Elijah and the women, the so-called controversy with the women. Can you talk on that?
What controversy?
As far as they try to allege things on him with the womenizing and
that's called wives. That's not womenizing. That's the lifestyle of the prophets. That's the lifestyle of ancient Egyptian, Arabic, our people. We always had, especially if you was a ruler or a king or a general or a chief.
Yeah, right.
More than one wife.
Okay, and then what is the slander on that? Why are they trying to make it like a negative type of connotation on that?
That's a great question. Who is they? Is it the same they that human traffic does for the last 4 centuries and was doing that to us, our little mothers and fathers on the plantation when they had Missy Ann, their white wife, in the house, but they was running through all the little slaves. But now, once we get free and we have the right to take more than one wife, now it's illegal. It's illegal because they say it's illegal. But two hairy dudes can get married. But it's illegal for us to do what we naturally been doing for millions and millions of years.
Yeah, no, I just wanted you to speak on that because I was not all the way clear, and I know there's a couple other people that weren't, and they try to definitely make a negative connotation out of it. And man, I salute you though. I gotta say salute since the peace treaty, all that shit, man. I've been fucking with you. I'm out here in Phoenix.
If you can, try not to cuss though, because this ain't my page.
Excuse me. I'm out here in Phoenix, man, and definitely want to touch bases. I was getting my cardio in. I'm out here on the bike, man. I said, the energy is good, great. I've been peeping, and yeah, man, I don't want to hold you up no more. I got a couple more questions, but I'll chime in later.
Man, all love, T.Y. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Big Kim. Hey, oh boy. Yeah.
We'll rise. Peace, bro. What's good with you?
What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clear.
Perfect. Hey, but listen, man. Before anything, before I give you my my assessment on what you got going on social media, I just want to let you know, man. I'm 40. I'm 40 years old, but even with me being 40, you still an OG to me. Mm-hmm. So a lot of young people today, they think 40 is old. Man, reality, were nothing compared to your generation. The early 90s, late 80s,
Mm.
y'all put it down, brother. I grew up I grew up listening to Paris and Ice Cube and you, Public Enemy, and my big brother. He was a lot older than me. He had me listen to Kwame and Heavy D, and I DJ Quick, Easy E.
Yeah.
Hey, but check this out. So growing up, I always had this man. I'm gonna be truthful. It's a love affair with West Coast rap because it seemed to me that West Coast rap was always you guys are always more you were always more open to be real. Like East Coast rappers, they were kind of like they seemed to me like they were countered with the industry to where they were limited to what they could say. But when the West Coast rappers came around, you guys would say, hey man, the police is out here beating us up, and we're not compromising that. The West Coast rappers were like, we not playing games, and we're gonna tell you straightforward. That's why everybody loved West Coast rap.
Well, that's why it got hijacked and steered into another direction also, because in those days with like you said, with NWA, F the Police and all of that, that's when it was at its peak, and that's when they saw the power and the potential to rally the ex-slave males together and potentially come against them as an army. So they had to water that down and they had to buy it off. Let me throw a bag at you. Okay, we want you to use that gangster energy, but don't say the J word no more. Don't say such and such.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do it more gangster. You know what I'm saying? Shoot at your own people a little more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or slap this little B around a little more. You know what I'm saying? That's what the people want to see. And then they're going to throw millions at it. They're going to throw a bag at it and reward that to make you think that's what the people really wanted to hear. But the streets was already telling you what we wanted to hear.
Break it up.
That was the revolutionary but gangster type rap. Uh-oh. You froze.
Hey, Cam, you breaking up.
Yep.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah, it's I get to talking too much, then whoever regulates this app. Yeah, that's how they do it. No, it's the YouTube, it's the peoples, it's them peoples.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. And okay, start doing this until I start getting on these type of stuff.
Look, bro. And listen, when I grew up on Paris and Ice Cube and you and Public Enemy, and look, I just want to, because I won't make this long-winded because I know that's what you were saying, that's what they're doing because you're dropping knowledge. But one thing I do have a problem with you is I don't have a problem with you because I had so much respect for you. And the strip club with Snoop Dogg and his wife and stuff, man, I'm 100% agreeing with you. So, but the only thing I had the issue with you is that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught his soldiers. He said, man, listen, when you wake up in the morning and you pray, he says, I don't know if most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught it before Farrakhan, but I know definitely Farrakhan did teach. He does teach this today. He said, when you wake in the morning after you pray, it's just a study. After you meditate and pray, you study for an hour, right? No matter whatever you do, just study something because the complexity of the man is so far that make sure that you study enough to be able to counter your enemy, and you study enough to know what he teaches plus what your enemy teaches, right? And the thing I have with you is that last night I listened to you when you were telling people, hey, you can't come up on my live unless you agree with me, 100% with me. If you can't agree with me,
I gotta stop you. I never said that. When did I ever say something like that?
Last night I was listening to you. You said, "Hey, look, The people said, so if we don't agree with you, you gonna cut us off? You was like, yeah, this is my house.
No, not it was about the conduct. If you don't agree with my rules, you coming on here cussing me out. This ain't even my platform, and you get my brother's page shut down because you in your feelings and you think you want to talk however you want to talk. So that was my first time trying to have 4 people on a live at the same time. So it wasn't talking about you got to agree with my beliefs. You got to agree with my rules of talking.
Oh. Okay, I got to understand. But see, because this is the thing this is how I'm bringing it back, because I don't want you to think that I'm going way out. My thing is this, is that if the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught Minister Farrakhan and said, hey, listen, when you wake up in the morning, after you pray and meditate, you study something, because the more studying you do is the more you can counter your enemy. When the enemy comes to you, you know exactly what he's thinking, because I respect it. I believe that's clever, right? I respect that. But my thing is this, I'm applying that to you. If people can't come on here with a different perspective, even if they are respectful, if they can't come on here.
When did I stop somebody? That's all I do. That's all I'm calling for is people that come on here with a different perspective. Why do you keep saying that?
Okay, because the brothers that were on here yesterday, y'all were going back.
Were you ever on here before? Were you ever on here before yesterday?
Yeah. Yep.
Did you ever see me do that? What you claiming I did?
Nah. Look, this is what I'll tell you. I've been following you for a while. Okay, I see what you're saying. But yesterday it got real. Y'all got real.
And what happened yesterday? I just told you, right? So if I told you that I'm a one-on-one, I'm a man-to-man guy, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm not a hosting of 4 different males. Yeah, I'm not a hosting of 4 different males on public social media. So if this is my page and people is on here because they respect me and they want to say something, but then somebody is hogging the airways while everybody else, the other brothers got to sit there and let you talk everybody's ear off, then I can't allow that. So that's why I'm not going to do that no more. I got to stop you from talking because this ain't about you. This is not about you. You weren't even on the subject that we was talking on. I was respecting you, letting you say whatever you had to say, whatever, you know. But when I got back on, like, man, let the other brothers talk, and let me get rid of all of y'all because somebody else want to get on. So this is my rules of my. It's like if you from a hood, you don't own them city blocks, but I bet you got that hood tatted on your chest, on your back, and you ain't gonna let nobody come on in your hood and regulate nothing. So this is my hood, even though this ain't my page. If this is Big Steel page or whatever, but I'm gonna still regulate it like it's mine.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Okay, I totally get that now, and I bet there's a better perspective. I respect that. Hey, but look, I'm gonna keep it. Now I want to talk to you about this, right? I got the book, The Message to the Black Man. I got the essential books for the Nation of Islam. But I want to just say this. I just want you to answer me this, because I always want to ask a brother in the nation. This is that when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was going out, and he knew his time was almost up. He said that no one was coming after him, and the mission was done. What?
No, he didn't say that.
Okay, let me take it back. Okay, let me take it back. Okay, my thing is this.
He said.
Go ahead.
I don't know what he said. He said, no, God is coming after me. He said, nobody's coming after me but God, right? And do you know what Farrakhan means? You know what the name Farrakhan?
That's my whole. Listen. A lot of brothers who are not in the nation, they always had that question to where, who is Farrakhan? Who chose Farrakhan if the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said that this was the end?
Elijah chose Farrakhan.
You did he?
You're going out for some reason. I don't know what's going on. So let me answer that real quick. So Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad chose Farrakhan. Elijah Muhammad chose Farrakhan. You can go on you can go on YouTube right now and see interviews of Elijah Muhammad that's in black and white with Buzz Anderson, I think, is interviewing him, and he's saying that Master Farad Muhammad, or his teacher, the one who we recognize as the Son of Man in person, he said he gave me about 2/3 of the Holy Quran to study. This is him talking to Elijah Muhammad. He gave me about 2/3 of it to study. He said the other third, the final third, would be for some other man in his time, and we shouldn't be worried about what he have to do. Let him worry over that. That's on YouTube right now. So if you saying that he said it's not nobody coming after me, then what was that? We got the receipts. We know what he said. So he said the only one coming after me is God. But God is in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. God is in the person of Elijah Muhammad, and God is in the person of Farrakhan. He chose Farrakhan. He's the one who raised Farrakhan to take his place among the people in his absence. So we got all the receipts, and that's an excellent question. It is an excellent question. So I really appreciate that question, but he never said nobody's coming after him. Oh, my bad. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. It's a delay. What was you saying?
Okay, one thing. How can I got questions, and it's out of love and respect. I'm not like these other clowns that be trying to antagonize.
No, they not clowns.
How can I get with you? Okay, but look, how can I get with you to if I want to get some information? I want to be down, man. I just want
hit my DM, my Instagram DM, West Coast Cam.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
And but look, I appreciate it, brother. That's my name right there, Will Rise MKB. I'm gonna hit you up.
All right, for sure. Peace. Third Eye.
Hey, what's going on, bro? Him.
Peace. What's good? What's your thoughts?
I saw your topic about women. Could you go into? I came in a little late. Could you go into more details?
I probably would have to. You just have to watch it because I did like a whole hour on this live of it. So I'm on an hour and 22 right now. So it's on there, but I went into detail, so I can't repeat myself.
Okay, that's cool. I just seen women.
Yeah. It's about what it say. You know what I'm saying? It's about the problems that we having with them and what they having with us, and the big picture about the enemy, the real enemy elite that's using them as the face of all of they agendas right now.
Man, it's crazy you say that, bro. I was watching a TV show with my girl, and then I seen you was live, and I saw the topic about the women. And on this episode I'm watching, it's a black woman, and she dating this white man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had like a little heated argument 2 weeks ago with two black females, and I'll be like, throughout history, black females, they see us with a white woman and they want to call us sellouts and all that. But in reality, the black woman that decided to date a white man, that's more reminiscent of slavery than a white man, than a black man dating a white woman. You know what I'm saying? Because they raped our women and everything. So I'm like, how would y'all have more respect for a black woman dating a white man than a black man dating a white woman? And they was like, oh man, I never looked at it like that. I'm like, yeah, it's been happening since the beginning of time. We've been called sellouts because we choose to step outside our race. But when y'all step outside y'all race, it's celebrated. Like we live next door to this family, African woman, white man. And they praised it, man. Her and her grandma, they loved it. But if it was the other way around, I don't think they would have loved it as much, So that's why I say it's a problem within our community, man, where we when black men date outside our race, man, we everything under the bus. But yeah.
I mean, I agree. Like we should be with our own. You know what I'm saying? We should be with our own. And in my opinion, the reason for us, you know, if we go to some other race, that's one thing. But if we go to our former slave masters race, that's another thing. That's a whole different can of worms right there. You know what I'm saying?
The count of worms. I mean, and we've been dealing with that problem since I was little. I mean, our black women, they never really like respected us. They'll respect the other side before they give respect to us. And the other side is the ones who've been raping and doing all kind of other stuff to them.
But that's why we respect them. It's not respect from righteousness, it's respect from terrorism. So you're gonna respect, just like a lion in the circus. You're gonna respect that trainer or that ringmaster if he captured you when you was a little cub, when you was smaller than him and helpless, and he could use his grown-up human white man strength and his whip and his chair to terrorize you. Then he could feed you all he want. You know what I'm saying? Your body will grow up like a big old lion. Your paws and claws will get big, but right here, he already got you.
Yeah.
He already got you traumatized. No matter how big your body get, he didn't already got you mentally. So now you willing to jump through little hoops in the circus and make him some money and be a spectacle or whatever for him, not knowing who you are. That with one paw you could just shut the whole circus down. But that's how they get us. It's psychological warfare. It's trauma at an early age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's just crazy. I was just wanted to hit you about that, man. I just been peeping out the energy over these years, man. Since since the '80s, early '90s. I know it's been like that way before then, but I'm just talking about when I first started to recognize, the difference and the different energy they have towards us.
But yeah, it's at an all-time high now because we at the end of the story. We at the end of the book. So, like I said earlier, as it was in the beginning, Genesis, when the serpent dragon was like a little worm, just like a little small little snake. Now at the end of the book, Revelations, it's a whole big, giant, fiery red dragon with 7 heads and all kind of different powers that it took over heaven, to where it got to be war now in heaven to get the dragon up out of our women, because heaven is our women. Let's talk about our women. When it says it was war in heaven, heaven is our women. The garden is our women. That's what produces the fruit, the new life or the new future.
Yep, and it seems our women been targeting since the beginning of time. Whenever they wanted to get something passed or wanted to get a group of people on their side, they always come at our women, the African American women. They always and it's happening all over again. It's like yeah, man. We wake up one of these days, bro.
No, we waking up right now. So
Yes,
as always, Third Eye, much respect, much love, bro. So yeah, I'm gonna see who else want to hop on here.
All right, bro. Yeah, appreciate you.
All right, peace. Yeah. Anybody want to hop on here with me and say what you think, ask questions, or share some information, share some knowledge, share some insight. You're welcome to do it. I'm gonna be on here for a few more minutes. I just posted the StreamYard link. It's the Digital Soapbox Network StreamYard link. Just hit that link and it'll send you right here to the stage. We're talking about the wicked elite, the powers, the wicked powers that be, and how they are singling out and using our women, the descendant of slaves women, as their number one tool and instrument for their agenda. Whatever diabolical plans that they got, they're going to put one of our sisters' face in front of it. So you go to the UN, you're going to see a black woman. You go to the White House, you're going to see a black woman. You go to, the pandemic, or the doctors or the nurses that's telling you to take the Fauci juice, is going to be black women. No matter what they plans are, they're going to put a black woman as the face of it, as the voice of it, the champion, the cheerleader of it. And if you look at TV shows, movie shows, movies or whatever, commercials, you're going to see the black woman is never with her own, her own natural, counterpart, her own natural spouse or mate. Is going to be interracial. And most times the interracial means white. It's not Asian. It's not Latino. You're going to see TV is promoting interracial black women with white men, or black women with another woman. You're going to see that. They're going to push that. That's the kind of peas that this world is pushing. That's why we at the end of the book. Because now we embracing it, as it was in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, as it was in the days of Noah and Babylon and Rome and Egypt. That's where we at today. Marcel Gary, what Bible scripture? It's called Revelation. So if you're not aware of Revelation, then nothing I tell you, what I'm saying, is going to make no difference. But if you take what I said and apply it, because if you think the Bible is literal, then you already lost. If you think the snakes really talk, if you think Jesus was ever a lamb or a lion or a rock or a fish, then you already lost. If you think the beast is some monster and you think all of these ain't just symbolic words for human beings and the characteristics of human beings, then you already lost. None of this is literal like that. Jamila, teach, because our people think that the only thing forced on us during slavery was picking cotton, right? SA was the order of the day. SA was the order of the day. Why would they now make it, illegal when they was the main masters of all those crimes and trafficking and essays and terrorisms and tortures? They was the masters of it. That was legal. There was no protection for us. They didn't even establish a police force until it was time to try to catch slaves that was trying to get away and escape from that. The police force was established to catch slaves that didn't want to endure no more of that. But we don't know that history, huh? Free Falling Cali.
Hey, Cam, you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? Hey, what's going on, man? I wanted to know if you put any thought to what I said in our last conversation about the positive and negative charges. How I was saying how the
I thought about it, but I haven't had time to do nothing with it. I digest everything. Everything I hear, I definitely digest it. But yeah, I ain't had time to actually to test it out.
I wondered if because I was looking for that particular live, I couldn't see it. I kind of wanted to reference it, so I'm wondering if you would consider it, and then maybe we could talk about it on another show.
Yeah, I got to look at it, because when I do this content, sometimes I go so long like this that I would have to have time to watch the whole thing over again.
Right. And
that's I got other stuff that I got to do in my life. So, and then, it might be some people or some stuff on there that I can't play because it's cussing or it's something else or whatever. So I just gotta, like on the weekends, I kind of take the time and try to chop up the past week's content.
Oh, okay. I feel you, brother. Well, I'll be tuning in.
Man, I appreciate you though.
All right, be good.
All right, you too, bro. Peace. Mark, the Quran is the continued revelation of the Bible, the untampered words of the Torah and New Testament, not taking King James tampering contradictory part. Yeah, so I mean, and all of it, we could say all of it was tampered with, because even the Quran now is 1,400 years old and it's been tampered with. The Quran has been tampered with. It's not that the Arabic words have been tampered with, but the interpretations have been tampered with. So now you got 57 different top scholars of Quranic Arabic that translated the Quran into English that's saying different things for the same word. So we can't trust that either. So we have to use our own critical thinking. We got to, to listen, looking at all the definitions for ourselves and deductive reasoning, say what is most likely talking about this. It's most likely saying this. This says he, his, our, him, it, and you got to read all of the contexts, read all of the different versions, and everybody ain't gonna do that. Only the Muslims, from what I seen, only the Nation of Islam Muslims is gonna do that. Everybody else is only gonna do that for their book. They're not gonna do that for all books. We the only ones that I know of that do that for all books, meticulously study and restudy and cross-reference all the books. That's why nobody can't handle us. They just get emotional. You can't handle us because you're not reading no other book that thoroughly. You're only reading your own book that thoroughly. Anybody can hop on the live. I don't know, I'll be kind of trying to gauge the sanity level, gauge the sanity level of those of us that might be James.
What's up,
James.
Cam?
What's up with you, James?
How you doing? Cam, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Now you say you in the Nation of Islam, but I was on it's about a couple nations of Islam. You got the New Nation of Islam in Mississippi by Marvin Muhammad, and you got the Lost and Found Nation of Islam in Atlanta, Georgia. So like which one should I go to?
Which one is the original?
Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Wait 1 second. I had to get something to drink.
I can't wait, bro. Like, no disrespect. I said, which one is the original?
I'm gonna say this. I've talked to all of them, and every one of them say they the original.
Which one? Okay, so who is the leader of the Nation of Islam?
At one time, it was Elijah Muhammad and his followers.
It's not one time. That's the leader, right?
I'm guessing. I think
any other leader of the Nation of Islam.
Did he die? His teaching still lives. His teaching lives.
My brother, no disrespect, but I'm asking you direct questions, and now you're asking me questions. Like, do you know of any other leader of the Nation of Islam?
The one that's most known is Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's the one who's most known.
He's not the leader.
I'm not.
He don't even say that he's the leader. He never said he was the leader of the Nation of Islam.
Oh,
who does he say is the leader of the Nation of Islam?
He said his teacher was Elijah Muhammad, and Master Farad started it.
Yeah, he says the leader is his teacher is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's the leader of the Nation of Islam. So he never said he was the leader of the Nation of Islam. And so anybody else that's saying they're the leader of the Nation of Islam is that should be your answer.
Okay, I just get confused because when I went, I was looking up a brother Marvin Muhammad. That's why I would say maybe one day y'all can have a dialogue and y'all could determine who closer to the actual teachings. I'm not a member, so I ain't gotta. I know I don't know because I'm not a member. So I'm not gonna try to dictate and tell a member what goes on.
I just tell you, like I told you, just research it yourself. Research who the leader is and who he put in charge.
Okay, and one more thing, Cam. In California, I live in Los Angeles. They got a program called a Cash Assistance Program for Immigrants. They'll give money to immigrants, these Democrats, but they won't give no money to the black people who homeless on Skid Row.
Right.
To me, okay.
Let me let Rome is on here, so let me talk to my bro. Rome, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Cam.
Peace. What's on your mind?
Hey, peace, salute. Appreciate you having me on your platform. And I'm actually gonna be honest, I just found your platform and I just found it so informative. So I said, you know what? I just felt like I wanted to actually validate and verify some of the things you reference and things I've been noticing. Like let's say a couple years ago, it was the shift to the focal point of putting women in position. And this is no, of course, I got women, I got daughters, and I'm just showing like it was a shift of like weakening and demasculating us men, and the feminization of, from the clothing in Italy that, they popularized to. And of course this goes back, we know that, the system, the welfare system, the whole thing was designed to just keep the men out, and, make ensure that the women are more empowered, and that empowerment, I feel like, turns into disrespect naturally, because a man is supposed to lead a household. So now they, thinking less of you if you're not providing, but the government becomes your provider. That's a lot of unpacking, and I know that's a loaded statement, but I think that that is transition to modern day. They're just putting these. If you look around about the music industry, the top artists, everything is female. The movies, they're converting a female Spider-Man, a female, they made a female Batman. Or if you watch Flash, the movie, they changed in the characters to female. They made the female, when the brother died from Wakanda Forever, Black Panther, the female took over. So they're really demasculating and taking away all our powers. And I'm not saying it's like egotistical. I'm just saying as though, I think it was like intentional, and it's just verifying and being in alignment with some of the things you're referencing. And I'm just like, I've been noticing this. And it was years ago when I first saw Joe Biden in office, and I'm perfectly independent. And I said, you know what? I said he's gonna die, and they gonna put a female in his face. The face. Soon as they had her advice, I said he was gonna die. I was like, he gonna die. She gonna take over. But they made that shift. And I was like, I knew that was gonna happen. And they just have a lot of things going on right now that, and I feel a shift in the energy. I feel a shift in our women too, and they're not noticing it because they're just like, okay, yeah, we deserve this, we deserve this sort of, they just want that praise and recognition, anything like one of my buddies recently, he started his business, it wasn't doing too well. He has a construction business, and he put his wife at 51%, made it woman owned, and he just got a like $150,000 grant. I'm just showing for an example. When it's by himself, he was struggling. So not only that, from the funding standpoint, the government opportunities and women-owned businesses for funding to ensuring they're flourishing and putting women as the number one in terms of financial gain of household. And then what transitions then is, uh, if men don't tough like figure out ways, of overcoming these adversities and going out to get it, a lot of them just give up. And of course, I'm not going to make excuses for the dudes that don't want to do nothing with their life and the losers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not making this, but there's some men that want to try, and they're out there struggling. And like, I work two jobs right now, so I make good money. I make almost 200K. But when both of my jobs, women or my manager, like, I have, they're in my leadership of me, and of course I don't have no problem with like taking orders or nothing from people. Like, I'm not like that, but I'm just looking at everything holistically, like, and I'm just like, wow, they're really pushing this, um to the forefront for a reason. And I'm just processing. I'm gonna re-listen to your live, and I'm definitely gonna subscribe to the channel. And I just found you today, actually found the channel today, and I was like, wow, everything, like a lot of things you're saying. And of course you was going on different multiple topics, but not topics specifically. Like, of course, you had your main topic, but going in different ways of making a point. And I was just like, wow, validating. And I appreciate you having me on and just voice my thoughts to just validate. you know, like it really was like, okay, I gotta re-listen to this because this is exactly a lot of things that I've been thinking, and I thought I was going crazy if I voice it. You know, a lot of people are like, yo, you're too what do they call that? When they try to blame you for being egotistical, or you know, you don't want women to be great and things like that. But yeah, Cam, I appreciate you a lot.
Misogynistic. Yeah, I appreciate you, Rome. So like anytime I'm on here, man, if you ain't got nothing to do, man, you're welcome to hop on.
Oh, I'm definitely a subscriber, my brother, and definitely gonna follow up and watch the other videos. And yeah, man, I like definitely appreciate you.
Salute,
All
bro.
right.
All right. El Malik,
Yeah, what up? What up, Cam?
P.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what up, brother Cam? Assalamu alaikum, man. No, y'all, this ain't on the subject. I just happened to catch that video when you was talking about when Snoop slid you a little change, and that showed you what your worth was. I was looking. The title kind of threw me off because I was thinking it was gonna be positive, but I didn't know. You know,
I mean,
once I looked at
it's
it.
positive. It's positive.
Well, no. I mean, but no, when you went like, okay, I'm thinking, yeah, man, Snoop. I'm thinking, oh, Snoop, man, he broke me off right. You know, I mean, that's what I was thinking from the
Right.
title. Like, oh yeah, Snoop took care of my man. You know, and I thought about, I was
Right.
listening to you. I was like, brother, and you already know this, man. You know that, like those your rap peers, but you ain't them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not, and because you're not really like, you ain't really signed on and really entangled with that structure like that, you ain't gonna never be cool with them. Like, not on that level, brother.
Yes, sir.
You know? I mean, I know I be hearing you, know, I be listening to you, man, but brother, you cut from another cloth, man. You can actually look in the mirror and you got your testicles, brother. They don't. And they hate you for that. I'm telling you what it is. And I'm telling you, man, they can smile and y'all, man, if you got your nuts and they don't,
Right.
brother, they don't like you, bro.
Hey,
They
man.
can smile and kick it with y'all. Yeah, what up, Camp? Man, they hate you, bro.
Well, I just know I was taught, by my commander in chief, don't go where you're not wanted. Don't go or don't remain where you know you're not wanted. So when your people show you that they don't necessarily want you, if they don't want you around, then you shouldn't want to be around. So find people that want you around. Find the people that want you to be around. So that's what this is. That's why I'm doing this. I still
Hey,
make
man,
music.
yes.
I still make music, but I just got to find a way to get it out directly to the people instead of going through peers and going through the machine and all of that. So, but my
No,
music was always about this type of messages, just hollering directly at my people. You know what I'm saying? So I like this more than that.
yeah, I've been going back and checking all. I've been rocking with you from the '90s, brother. We about the same age. I went back into the archive and get back on my man Cam. See, I mean, you hot, man, and you always been solid. You always been thorough, and you never bent over, man. Them guys have. You know, that's just the reality, brother. You know what I'm saying? And and that was a pimp move. That's more where this come from. I thought about that. And I know pimp language when I hear it. That's like a teaser. Now come on over and loosen up a little bit, and then man, I was insulted to even hear that, man. And these cats that been around the minister and been around all and seeing all this, man. I can't stand them, man. I don't like them at all, bro. I ain't trying to be negative, man, but I know you got to be diplomatic, man.
Yeah.
That shit, that's some sucker shit, man. But anyway, I'm out. I had to throw that on. I was driving around this morning. I'm thinking, I said, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna get that Cam. I'm gonna drop this on Cam later on if he get on live. Just to let you know, man. You on point, bro. Hold on, man. Naked you come in, naked you go out, and you better have them nuts on you when you leave. That's all Allah want to see. He don't want to hear nothing else. He don't care about how much money you made. Absolutely. Man, you better what he sent you in, you better leave with him. Period.
Absolutely, man. That's the most encouraging and strengthening words I done heard all night, man. I appreciate you. Much love, Malik, for that.
Much love, brother. Assalamu alaikum. I'm out.
Wa alaikum salam. That's my brother El Malik Shabazz. Man, that's what be charging my battery though, man. You know what I'm saying? My real ones, my real warriors, you know what I'm saying? That's who put the battery in my back. That's who charged my battery. So, you know, we'll work for warriors, not we'll work for food. We'll rap for food. Nah, I will work for warriors and for my people. So it's all love. But yeah, that was the subject. Really was like I said, our women is most important to the dragon, to the serpent, to the elite, to the Satan, the powers that be. They need our women to pull off their final deception and to set us up for the final thing. And God is also after our women for the same reason. So both main characters, both leaders, the leaders of evil is after our women, and the leaders of righteousness is after our women. So it's up to our women to recognize who you should allow, which side that you should be choosing to ride with and ride for. Because we already have been deceived to go against our own selves, our own men. And we using the media as the excuse. This is the enemy's media. And if they flood the airwaves with disrespectful rap, from certain rappers, and you say, well, if the rappers is always disrespect, that's not the rappers. That's the rappers that, that these elite wicked dragons choose to flood the airwaves with. I don't say that. And nobody, in the early 90s, we wasn't on that page. Somebody promoted the self-degradation or self-disrespect, the gangster rap, the pimping rap, the dope dealing rap, the drill rap. It wasn't us. It wasn't us. My generation sold us out. I can definitely say that. My generation sold us out. So that's something we got to pay. That's a debt we got to pay. We got to pay the price for that. At some point, we got to pay the piper, and this might be the time. This might be the season. I'm not saying you got to pay me. I'm not the piper. I'm just the warner. I work for the piper. So I work for the reapers. I'm not one of them. So it's accountability time. If you know you've been used and you being used, you know that rap is the most influential tool along with the black woman that's being used globally now to do Satan's bidding. Rap is what they use to sell everything. We just did the Olympics. You just did this campaign trails and all this is rap. They're using rap and they're using black women. They're using black male rappers and black women. Am I wrong? Am I lying? So somebody could take it all. You just misogynistic. This is finally time for sisters to get their shine. And, men been rapping about all this mess for years. It's finally our turn. Okay, if that's what you think. If that's what you think you're supposed to be equal with Negro men in, you know what I'm saying? Or dudes, that's on that time. All right. Well, that's your choice. Your body, your life, your choice. You choosing to compete in Satan's world and to be rewarded by Satan for doing Satan bidding. That's your choice. But don't act like it ain't no real men over here and a whole real heterosexual righteous nation, army, brotherhood, sisterhood over here that been in your midst for the last 94 years. Don't act like that. You don't have to agree, but just don't act like it don't exist. Don't act like it ain't been a Brother Cam and it ain't been a Minister Farrakhan and everybody else, Muhammad Ali, or Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, the Khalid Muhammad, even a Ward Dean. Or act like, it ain't been right here in your face the whole time. We don't do none of that. We're not holy, and we ain't saying we ain't used to do it. We used to do it all. And we the examples of how you can go from doing it all to not doing none of it no more. Malcolm X used to be worse than, anybody else, right? So that's what this is about. This is about proving that we are different and we have cleaned up and we have changed and we benefiting from clean lifestyle. Because if we don't clean up, then we out of luck. So it's not no holy, who are you? You the judge? And like, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm more qualified to judge than the judges you submit to. I'm more qualified to judge than the judges you submit to, the court that you go down to, and you follow the judgment of your family court, or child support court, or alimony court, or you submitting and obeying them Europeans with the black robe on. That black robe symbolizes what we are naturally. We're the natural judge. We're your natural judge. We're your natural law and law enforcers. But that gets stripped from us, where we don't even have a natural authority and law enforcement authority over our own women, our own children. But like I said, this enemy can come in with his Euro skin, and he can touch everything in your house. He can touch everybody in your house, from children to elders, women, everything. He can touch them with a stick, a taser, a gun, bullets, handcuffs, chokehold, and you can't say nothing. But then your man, who is supposed to be the natural authority that you call the natural police, when he get to policing, then you say he's abusive, or he's possessive, or he's misogynistic, or he's whatever. Like, okay, make up your mind. We either gonna be the law enforcers or we not. We either gonna be the leaders in the heads or we not. We're not gonna be the leaders in the heads according to how you want us to lead. Otherwise, you would be the leader in the head. No, the man is supposed to be the leader in the head based on what he understands. What he understands. If you understood better than him, then he's not qualified to be with you. If you're a woman, you're not supposed to be with a man that you equal with in knowledge or wisdom or understanding. You're supposed to marry up. You're supposed to marry up if you're a woman. If you're a man, you're supposed to marry down. You can't have no woman that's know-it-all. She feel like she know-it-all, and any decision or whatever that you make, she gonna question it, or she got something to say about it. She don't feel secure about that. She feel like you a boy toy. She feel like you a big son that she got to carry and follow up and look behind and check behind and make sure you made the right decision. She don't feel comfortable with that. That's just like you claim to be a chauffeur or a pilot or something. She don't feel comfortable. I can't relax. I need to go hop in this cockpit with him because I ain't trusting if he reading his air traffic controls right. I got something to say about it. No, sit your ass back in the back and get chauffeured because I got this. I'm driving this. So if you don't got a relationship like that, where your woman know that you wiser than her, then you got the wrong relationship. You marry somebody you can't afford. She's above you. Women are more experienced than us, more smarter than us, all that. If she is, then she out of our league. We cannot afford her. I'm not talking about this. It don't got nothing to do with how much money you make. It's about what your wisdom and your experience is. If she got more experience than you, she out of your league. Okay, how she look, I don't care what she want to smash or whatever she want to make you feel good and all that, she out of your league. You cannot afford her. Find somebody less experienced that's going to appreciate you, that you can actually teach and train and raise and mold and show new things to, that she's going to appreciate you. If a woman know more than you, she out your league. You better leave it alone. You better get your little ego in check. Because she's going to destroy you. She's going to destroy you, not without even trying to. Yeah, but we don't know the science of mating. We think just you be cute and you have money, that's a high value man. No. The man is supposed to be older than his woman, wiser than his woman, stronger than his woman, more experienced than his woman. All the things that will make a woman feel safe and secure. Security is their number one thing. Security, whether it's financial security, physical security, emotional security, spiritual security. Security is women's number one concern. That's what their nature is looking for the most, security. Then they can focus on being happy because they feel secure. They feel safe. They feel secure. If they know more than you or equal with you, they do not feel secure with you. They do not feel secure with you, and they will not feel secure with you. So we got it all the way twisted. We was raised by our own single mothers that taught us wrong. Our mothers taught us wrong. They didn't know how to keep a man. So how they going to teach us how to be the man that they couldn't keep? So they're going to teach us submit to the woman's feelings and emotions. Happy wife, happy life. Her feelings. If you hurt a woman, you're doing wrong. If she ever hurts you, that means he wrong. He ain't no good. No, that's all BS. Poison, toxic BS. No, the women's feelings are not our law. We do not submit and obey a woman's feelings or emotions or desires. None of that. We are not on a woman's program. Women can be our bosses in the corporate world, in the workforce. A woman can never be your boss in a relationship. A woman can never be your equal in a relationship if you're a real man. A real man wouldn't want her to be your equal. Not like that. She's your equal in value. She's equally valuable, of course, but she ain't equal in power and rank and wisdom and none of that. Otherwise, she ain't gonna feel comfortable. She won't feel comfortable. What if they talk disrespectful to you? Then don't hang around. I mean, how did it become disrespectful? Did it just come out of nowhere? You know, if they got to talk disrespectful to you, then don't give them nobody to talk to. In other words, don't be there for them to talk to. That's what laws is for. Like we've never been taught how to enforce the law on our woman. Law enforcement, discipline, training. All the words that they hate. Submit, obey, train, discipline, all of that. All the stuff that they gladly accept from the corporate Euro boss man. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to be accepting that from you if you are a man. But most of us don't come into the relationship displaying that type of respect or manhood in the first place. We flashing money, or we flashing cars, or we leading with our little floss and tricking and all of that. That ain't respectful. They just gonna work you, and then they're gonna be listening, looking for somebody like me that's on some manhood. You can't have your way with. All these baddest females, they can't stand dudes that let them have their way. They're not gonna tell you that. They just gonna work you. They looking for a lawman that's gonna put the law on them. That's how they know you love them. That's how they know you respect yourself, because you won't let them just do anything with you. Can't have no real man your way. But if you let them have you your way, then you're not a real man. They're guiding and leading you. They're ruling you. You on their program. They not on your program. A woman is supposed to be a help meet. She's supposed to help you meet your obstacles, even if it's financial. That's why it's so hard these days, because these standards, these crazy modern so-called standards, he got to already make 200,000. He got to, like, what I need you for? If I done already accomplished all this without you, I don't need you. And that's how they look at us. But they can't survive without us. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need a man. It might not be me. You're going to need a man. You're going to be a policeman, a fireman, a mechanic man, you know what I'm saying? You're going to need a plumber man or something. You're going to need a man, and you're going to pay him like you weigh. You're going to pay him with all that good independent boss chick money that you make. You're going to pay him. So you may as well pay your man respect in the form of submission and obedience, cooperation. Let him train you like you let that Euro man train you. Because he's going to be the father and the protector of your life and your future. Not some old employer. Yep. So yeah, anybody that's talking disrespectful, that means you not worth respecting. Any woman that's going to talk, if she's your woman, then you the clown, you the trick. You never have to put your hands on a woman. You even more of a sucker. If she disrespecting you verbally, then you get ghost. You become scarce. Okay, well, Let me see you disrespect these four walls or something. But in most cases, we living with them. The only reason why they disrespect us verbally is because we living off of them. We living in their house. So they can say whatever they want. Well, you disrespectful. Nah, you disrespectful because you living in my house. Sometimes it's better for us to live in our car than to live in a woman's house. You got to be the king of your own space. You know what I'm saying? Even if you move in with her or something like that, and she make sure you got your own. Now I got my own space. You know what I'm saying? If I'm over here just by choice. There's all kind of like a little psychological things they do to saw off your testicles. You know what I'm saying? And gonna test you with. They're gonna test you with. They feeling tired today because they've been working, but this is their house and you over there at their house. It's gonna get all funny. It's gonna get all real funny. A man got to have his own. A man has to have his own. And if you don't have your own, then see if the woman is willing to help you get your own. Then it's y'all's. That's what help me means. There's so many of us, if you know that these enemies, these elite don't want no real man or heterosexual man getting no money, they don't hire us or make us partners or give us grants and all that type of stuff. They don't do that for us. They do that for them. So if a woman realizes how Pharaoh is playing her men, and she say, "Don't worry, baby," you know what I'm saying? I know they trying to just play you out and starve you out and keep you out the, you know what I'm saying, out the money circles and corporate this and that. But I'm going to take this, whatever that they think they tricking me with, and I'm going to help you start the business that I see you already trying to get off the ground. You got to have a business. You got to have your own vision. Otherwise, you don't need a woman. That means that she got to give you the idea. She got to give you the business idea, and then she got to sponsor it and fund it. Nah, that ain't going to work. You don't need a woman. You need a mother. She got to already see that you got a business. Even if you washing cars, you got your own mobile detail business, or you cutting grass, something. Have your own business, something. So she know that you ain't just, you know, a freeloader, a leech, or lazy or whatever. Have your own business, and you'll find some woman who will help you with that business. And y'all can write something down on paper. Y'all can notarize an agreement. Okay, baby, you know what I'm saying? I need, like, you know, these white men or whatever, they won't give me no business loan, but I need 20 G's to get this truck. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm a, you know, go drive my diesels or whatever. And put it on paper. Do a deal with her. You know what I'm saying? A business deal. Okay, this is what I'm giving you. You know, we agree that you're gonna take 9 months or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, and return that back to me. And then, you know, this is gonna be me testing you also to see if, you know, you're really about what you say you about. Relationships is a business agreement. A marriage is a business agreement. Do business. Put some stuff on paper. Get it notarized. Hold each other accountable. Because women be complaining, like, I took care of him and I bought this and I paid for this and I'm, you know, helped him with his child support and his baby mom and his children and all of that. Like, y'all should put something on paper. Put something on paper. Abdullah said, I know a brother that got deleted living in his car in South Central. Can't do that. Yes, you can. If you Abdullah, whatever that name is, then you don't believe in Allah. But you mean you can't do something? You know how many real success stories been living in their cars? Why you just pick out just one little horror story? Go drive somewhere else. Go drive somewhere. You know, you can get deleted anywhere doing anything. That don't sound like a real faithful Muslim type mentality. You'd rather be a freeloader off a female? Well, that ain't the way my testicles are set up. The way my testicle account is set up, I'd rather sleep in the car. I'd rather have a car or go somewhere, you know, every day to where the woman don't feel like I'm living off of her. I got somewhere else. I got another spot. I could be Tommy from Martin. You don't know where I'm sleeping, but I ain't relying on you. Da Vinci, your women can stress you out more than anyone on earth. Absolutely. That's their nature. That's their nature. Because they heaven. They either gonna be your heaven or your hell. So they're gonna either give you the most pleasure and most enjoyment and most beauty of anything on earth, or they're gonna give you the most stress of anything on earth. We get out of them what we put into them. So if we get nothing but stress, that means we giving stress. That means we ain't up to speed, or we chose wrong. We either ain't up to speed or we chose wrong. Like I said, most of us choose wrong. Males and females choose our mates wrong. We choose based on looks, lust, and paper. Looks, lust, and paper. That is not the ingredients that we're supposed to be choosing a mate with. Yeah. So I'm trying to give y'all. I mean, I really ain't saying nothing that most of y'all don't already know, but I'm just trying to remind y'all of the real game, the real nature, the laws of nature. You have to be strong. Like, why not? Why not be a man and stand on your manhood? It's not that you being misogynistic or macho or mean or nothing like that. This world does not care about you. These elite, these serpents and dragons do not care about us. If you are a black male, they do not care about you. Clearly, they not giving you no breaks, no good looks, no nothing. They only doing that as a deception for our women. So you have to test the woman that you're trying to be with to see if she loves you more than she loves that other man. If she loves you, loves that other man, then she's going to take what she gets from that other man and help you with it. Help you, not raise you, not support you, help you to get on your feet so you can raise her and support her. It's an investment like any other investment. But maybe I'm not making sense. Maybe I'm a dinosaur. I just been married 22 years. I just got, 6 children and one and a half grandchildren. So I thought this was relationship goals for women. Dudes, really don't care. We want to hear real raw, uncut stories and game like this, but women is the one really need to hear it. They the ones really need to hear how men think, what our value system is, the way we see life, the way we see them. But like I said, too many of us is being raised by single mothers. So we operate from a woman's sensitivity. Even though we got a man voice, a man body, man muscles and all of that, we operating from woman mentality, woman emotional sensitivities. And a man can't afford to be hyper emotionally sensitive and worrying about feelings. This is war. This is warfare. We cannot worry about feelings like that. That's what women and children are for. They worry about that. They operate on that level. We got to protect. We got to provide. We got to teach, lead, guide. Yeah. So it balance each other out. Women don't want the same thing from us that we want from them anyway. What we want from women is not what women want from us, thank God. What women do for us is not what we do for them, thank God. Praise white Jesus. Problem is women being raised by single women thinking that they're above a man. Absolutely. That's the second casualty. Absolutely, Raw Dog. That's the second casualty. The first casualty is the male, the son. The second casualty is the daughter. So you just recreating that vicious, self-destructive cycle, that broken family disrespect of the male cycle. Because, like I said, the woman is always right. Don't hurt a woman. Don't make a woman cry. Never put your hands on a woman, but she can do all of that to you. She can destroy you with her tongue. She can tear you down with the law. She can even put her physical hands on you. She can do all them things to the man, but the man can't do none of them things to her. She can even do them things to your child. She can misuse your child. She can abuse your child. And you can't. Like I said, the authorities can come in and go upside all y'all's head, but you can't go upside your own woman's head, but the police can come in your house and go upside her head. What gives the police more authority than you got? Not that anybody's supposed to be going upside anybody's head, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, in principle, if she knows she can pick up the phone on 911 on some domestic whatever, and call on me, and she know what they gonna come do, he may as well be able to do that to her because she calling to have that done to him. So it's all kind of double standards, hypocrisies, and all of that. You know, if we equal, we equal. Don't claim we equal in some things. You know, we got to be equal in everything. Yeah, it's funny. The defiance of a woman has been the weapon of choice since Adam and Eve. Yeah, that's what this is about. And that's because the serpent or the dragon or these people that represents that type of characteristic know how to whisper into the ears or to the minds of our women. Not all women, our women. Our women. They know what our women desire. They know the wants and the romantic dreams and the desires of our women. So they whisper, you know, those suggestions in their head. You can have that. You ain't got to be under him. You ain't got to wait for him. You ain't got to follow nobody else's instructions. He don't. He's an authority, so you could be an authority. Y'all equal. That's the whole crime of Lucifer, ain't it? Ain't that the crime of Lucifer? And Lucifer represents the snake. So the snake get up next to Eve and whisper in that Lucifer program. So now she want to be equal with the man. You're not equal with the man. You can't do what the man do. You want to be the same rank as the man, Adam, when in reality, he's physically stronger than you and he's older than you. So if that was just your sibling instead of your spouse, if Adam was Eve's big brother, it'd be still the same authority factor. Adam came first. He's stronger than you. He's older than you. He's your authority. When I'm gone, when daddy is gone, Adam, your big brother, is your authority. Why he get to be my authority? Why he ain't my daddy? I said he your daddy. And Adam, if she get out of line, you check her, blah, blah, blah. But since this wasn't a brother-sister thing, but it was a smash, a sexual thing, you know what I'm saying? Then once she started getting out of line and she was using that box to keep him in check, keep him at bay while she ate this fruit that he knew she wasn't supposed to eat. She put that box on him and ate that fruit and made that fruit look real sexy. Here, have a bite. This gonna make me put it on you. You can take me to Pound Town even better with this knowledge of good and evil fruit. And Adam was a punk. He slipped on the box and they cursed everything. That's my hood interpretation. But he was the punk. Adam was the punk. That's what allowed the little serpent to grow all the way into a big fiery dragon by the end of the book, because Adam could have slayed that little dragon before it ever became a dragon. Adam could have chopped the head off that little garter snake in the garden, but he didn't. The box made him shut up. The box made him slip. Eve's box made him slip. And we still suffering that box worship today. That's why we punks, and that's why they ruling us with their box. So any man that's going to be a real man got D control. That discipline, that mastery is what it takes to get your woman and all these women in check. No, I'm not smashing you. I don't need to smash you. And even if I do, I'm rolling right up out of it and going and handle my manhood business. This is my program. This is my program. So as much macho, misogynistic that as this might sound, it's what your woman really wants to hear. This is really what women want. They do not want to rule you with their box, but they will if you weak enough to let them rule you, and you worshiping them in their yellow bone, red bone box. They'll rule you. They'll be happy to rule you until Solomon come along, somebody that ain't falling for that. And they're going to take all the riches and the luxuries and all the stuff they got from you and give it to that dude that they can't break. That's how the game works, pretty Tony. That's how the game works. So, I'm speaking from experience, and, no matter what you say, people gonna have their own critique, and I'm looking at that's Greek mythology and this and that. Like, no, it's natural righteous principles. It's natural principles of male and female dynamic. Yeah, they always saying we ain't they daddy. Yeah, well, I mean, you're right, Raw Dog. That's part of the trauma, because they've been robbed of a daddy. They've been robbed of a daddy in most cases. If they was raised by a single mother, just like the son, like us, been raised by a single mother, they was robbed of a father also. They don't know how to respect a man because they didn't have a man around that they saw their mama respecting. So whenever you a failure at something, then you want to teach the children that it's not your fault. No, I'm not a failure. We just don't need him. We just don't need one. We're not failures. We just don't need one. But we're Christians, and the Bible told us it's not good that man should be alone, so he made woman. So if it's not good that man should be alone, so much so that he made woman, how much more not good is it that woman should be alone or single? So it's all contradictions that you can nail down easily if you had a conversation, but they won't even hang around for the conversation. Because it's all denial and rejection. It's all, rejection, rebellion. I have to do my rebellion. I have to do my Lucifer rebellion against the natural authority that, that God set up. These natural laws of God and nature. I have to rebel. I have to be free from that. So that's why they say freedom, 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 liberate. America's the land of the free. Women should be free. Like they're clouding the water. They're muddying the water. So you think freedom means that. That ain't what freedom means. That's slavery. OG Bam, nah, you my G, bro. It's all love. I felt the spirit. I knew you probably was going through something yesterday, and I just didn't want to inflame it. So I apologize also for whatever energy that got me that got under your skin, Bam. It's all love, bro. And I love saying that publicly. I want y'all to know I apologize to OG Bam. You know what I'm saying? Because I probably was on defensive energy mode yesterday. So it's all love. But yeah, as far as the wicked women, I mean, not wicked women, but the wicked enemy that has hijacked our women. We just got to be the men that not being no macho men, but just being patient. Just being patient. But it's only so much disrespect we're going to tolerate. We ain't going to tolerate disrespect from our women. So if she can't respect you, then she don't need to be with you. There's many more options out there, just like they say there's options for them. You can't allow yourself to be rude and disrespected by your own woman. There's enough people out here disrespecting us as it is. Right. Earl Times, for sure. Iron sharpen iron, yeah. Antoine, baby, my father and mother, my dad is older than my mother, and my grandfather was older than my grandmother. So that's interesting to me. It's the actual law. It's the law of nature. That's how relationships are supposed to work. Old school will tell you, like, the man's supposed to be 7 years older than, at least 7 years older than his wife. But then in this society, if you coming fresh up out of teenage years, they're gonna call that statutory or something. But they the main ones was doing that to us for the last 400 years, you know, running through our little daughters and girls on a plantation for centuries. But then as soon as we get free, they try to put a law in place to say, if you dealing with a wife or whatever that's 16, and now that's statutory. Like, okay, well, we can have a talk about that. We can have a talk about it. We can have a talk about what marriage really means, or what prearranged marriages really means, and why a girl gets her menstrual at a certain age. What is that a sign of? What is that what is nature or God saying that means? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get your teeth, when your teeth come in, that's literally telling you something. That's nature or God, whatever you believe in. That's telling you something. Before you get your teeth, you on this nipple, you on a bottle, you on, you ingesting food a different kind of way. Soon as you get your teeth, though, that's God or nature telling you what? Telling you ready to do what? Telling you that it's time for you to be able to do what? Chew food, chew solid food. So when a girl gets her period, that means it's time for her to be able to do what? She's able to do what after she gets her period? So is that God's fault? If God wants us to only, wants girls to only do certain thing at 18 or older, or whatever the slave master now is saying the age is supposed to be, why does God give them that at that age or whatever? We know it's too early these days because of antibiotics and pumped up foods or whatever that's making girls get their little menstrual at 8 years old and 9 years old. We didn't ever do that. Not when I was little. Girls didn't get they, such and such until like 15 or 16 or something. Sometimes later, but at the earliest it'd be 12, 13. It was in the double digits. But when I was little, it was like 15 or 16. But something happened with the water and the food and the air and whatever's going on. Now they getting a little menstrual at 8, 9 years old, something crazy. So of course they're not supposed to be doing that at that age. But our history shows that we was rulers in Kemet or ancient Egypt or whatever, and those pyramids out there is monuments after a very famous king that got on the throne when he was 10 years old, or maybe earlier than that. King Tut, King Tutankhamun, Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So I don't know if he was 8 years old or he was 9 or 10. I know he died at 18. So he was on the throne for like 10 years, 8 to 10 years, ruling over adults and ruling over elders. So what did we know at early ages when we was using the full 100% of our brain? How wise were we at 12 and 13 and 14 years old back then, when God was giving us our girls they menstrual cycles at 12 and 13 years old or 14? Because King Tut had a wife at 10 years old, and I think he got her pregnant at 10 or 11. Do the history. Don't just take my word for it. Ain't no such thing as a miniature pregnancy. I don't care if you're 10, 11, 12, and 2 12-year-olds is doing it. You may as well be doing it with a 50-year-old, because it ain't no miniature pregnancy. So if our little girls is running around here sneaking out and getting smashed with little 15, 14-year-old boys anyway, then they're going to be just as pregnant as if it was from a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old. It's just the little boy ain't qualified to take care of the baby. So now you going to wind up having to take care of it as the grandfather or the grandmother. So instead of Oprah pushing to close them legs, keep them legs closed, they pushing to delete the children. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're not ready for a baby yet. Here, kill it. Delete it. Let's go to the Planned Parenthood clinic. That's the control we after. I thought we should be controlling our sex urge, controlling our keeping our legs closed. So I got a whole lot of things, we could talk about, but I'm already 2.5 hours in, and the young queen that I talk about this every day, she's well schooled and all of this. She right here, so I'm gonna have to cut it short, cut it off. Say peace to the people though. Do we talk about this for years? So this is not nothing I don't teach my own grandchildren, daughters, sisters, wife, anybody. Am I mean? No. I pay her to say that. I'm mean as hell. Yeah, you can say something.
Because like people be saying that like abortion isn't murder or something, but then and they're not ready and stuff. But if they weren't ready, then why would they be having like sex and stuff?
Say that again. Talking to the mic.
But if they weren't ready and stuff, they say, why would you have sex and stuff? Because you wouldn't even have to have an abortion.
Right. What do I teach you is the most valuable thing as a woman that you have growing up, or when you meet a man? Womb. And what about the womb do you keep? What's the most value that you can write your own ticket if you never do it?
Virginity.
Say it loud.
Virginity.
Virginity is the most valuable thing for a young girl. But sadly, so many of our girls like you, they get their virginity taken from a male, from a daddy, an uncle, a boyfriend, a cousin, some boy that looks like us. So that's why they don't value, and they kind of gave up hope, because whoever God is, or whoever we teach God is, let that happen to them. So they feel like, well, I don't got to believe in your God. Your God didn't stop this from happening to me. So that's why we got to have so much patience with our sisters and with our girls and homegirls, because most of them been abused like that when they was little by somebody close that we'll never understand, and they can't talk about it and all of that. So that's why, I sound rough and tough. My voice sound like that, but when it comes to that subject, I don't play. Like in the nation, we'll delete. We delete over that. We delete over that, and at the same time, we try to get with the sister and free her of them demons and let her say that name, say their names. Don't keep that stuff quiet and secret, because you didn't do nothing wrong. You say their names. You free yourself of that burden. You didn't do nothing wrong. But if you keep hiding it and you keep on acting like it didn't happen and keep protecting and this and that, then you kind of are in the wrong. And then you start acting out, them abortions and deletions, or being careless and promiscuous because you are already suffering from what you gave somebody that you didn't want to give because they took it. So it's not your fault. It's not us males' fault. It's the male that did that to you's fault. But we gonna get subconsciously blamed for it. So that's why we got to have more patience. We got to know that they crying out, that they demons is screaming, and we going to remind them at some point. We going to remind our women of the dude or the male or the uncle or the daddy or whoever that did something to them when they was little. And it's going to come out. So don't take it personal. Most time that disrespect is really them screaming at that person that did that to them, or that let that happen to them, and you just in the way. They really screaming at them, while they talking to you. So on that note, man, I know I said a whole lot. I don't know I'm be able to post this, but we love y'all. You know what I'm saying? That was down like a little Hitler sign. But we love y'all, man, and hopefully y'all get some kind of value out of this. And I usually don't even show my treasures because I got real enemies, but it ain't no secret. It is what it is. Peace and blessing. This is the campaign trail, but this is our pains trail, and we here to heal each other of our pain. We here to problem solve. So hopefully, man, y'all accept, my little offering and contribution of keeping y'all company. And then we're going to watch a little movie or something. And if y'all still awake, I'll come back on the live. But I got to do this quality time. All right. Love y'all. Peace.